Mike Else with Peak Performance Runner Coaching and Three Rivers Running Company. Today I'm proud to be joined by Trevor Kim. Welcome.
Thanks.
And he works with Indiana Physical Therapy. And starting last summer, we had a partnership. We had a program, and I'll let him discuss a little bit more about how long it's been going and kind of what that entails. So, do you want to kind of tell them?
Perfect. So last summer we started working with Three Rivers Running Company, doing functional movement screens. It's kind of an assessment just to see how the body moves and how it compensates for bad movement. A lot of times in the running world, people complain of IT band or shin splints, and most of that stuff comes from problems, from working around problems that they have or have had in the past. So my goal is to identify those problems with the screen and get them fixed as quickly as possible.
So would you say that a lot of runners have weaknesses in certain areas, and then that's what can cause, you might be weak in the hips, and that causes injuries in the knees or something?
For sure,
like that.
for sure.
Kind of thinking.
A majority of the people that I've seen here have had some hip weakness or range of motion limitations that have caused problems downstream.
And how many people have you tested that are absolutely perfect, no need?
Zero.
Zero. Okay,
Day one,
yeah.
0 have been perfect. So
okay.
Very hard to score perfect, but it's not an extremely difficult test to perform.
Awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about how long these sports performance programs been around, and kind of a little bit more about that?
So our program started about 2 years ago,
okay.
Primarily working out of the clinics at Indiana Physical Therapy. And then within the past year or so, we've tried to expand into some different areas, such as Three Rivers Running Company, and we've had a lot of success here, and it's been a great partnership for us and
awesome.
Three Rivers.
Yeah. And Indiana Physical Therapy, they have a number of offices here in the Fort Wayne area.
Yeah,
right?
So we have 16 clinics in the greater Fort Wayne area. So from anywhere from Angola to Huntington.
Okay. And your idea, I guess, is kind of to be kind of more of almost, I'll call it prehab, but kind of help people avoid getting injured. And then if people do get injured, then they could follow up through therapy at any of those offices.
For sure.
Yeah.
So my goal is the season kind of is progressing into race season, as people's training, the intensity and the volume kind of starting to increase. We try to take care of some of the small aches and pains that you're getting, and try to avoid getting to a major injury that shuts you down for the season.
Sure. And briefly, just kind of what is your background, schooling wise and stuff?
So I went to Manchester University, played baseball there for all 4 years. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in exercise science, and upon graduation, I worked for Team USA Diving for 2 years, for 2 summers, and so I got to work with some extremely high level athletes, and then got my job with Indiana Physical Therapy, and have been doing this for a little over a year now.
So when runners come to you and they're either injured or maybe they have injuries in the past, I think that's probably the reason why they come to you. What's probably 1 or maybe 2 of the most common type injuries that you see in runners?
IT band problems is a pretty common one.
Okay.
And then some type of shin splint or Achilles problem. Those are all very typical.
Okay. I know I see shin splints a lot, here in the running store, and obviously through coaching of runners. What would you say, so we're talking about kind of from there to there, what's kind of one of the 2 major causes of that, and how can they strengthen things to kind of avoid that?
So a lot of that is caused from the hips actually not functioning properly. Shin splints come from that lower leg having to take over the workload that the hips should be taking over, and it's just not a big enough area, strong enough area to handle that workload. So it kind of breaks down pretty quickly. So we'll work on the cap to definitely try to get rid of some of that pain.
Sure.
But really, a lot of that starts with the hips.
Okay. And then kind of follow along with that, I see a lot of people with obviously knee problems, runner's knee, patellofemoral stuff, tendinitis, where you get strapped and all that. Is there anything, what usually causes those type of things?
Also the hip. So running, you basically move forward all the time. And hip instability is caused from not having multiplanar motion.
Sure.
So a lot of the stuff we'll do in here is get you moving side to side, not very quickly,
Yeah.
but you'll move side to side a little bit, kind of get the butt going a little bit to help stabilize the hip, and the knee problems tend to be cured pretty quickly once we get things kind of moving how they're supposed to.
So I've read where kind of like the hips and the glutes are kind of the big things for runners, you know, a lot of the
for
weakness,
sure.
and that's where like a lot of problems start structurally and stuff.
And the main extensor of the hip is the glute, and so if the glute's not working, it's hard to move your leg, which is where the knee pain and the shin splints come in, because they're trying to take over
Okay.
what the butt's supposed to be doing.
So I guess working here at the store, what would your feedback be on how important is it to be in the right kind of shoe? You know, whether you pronate or you know, you're neutral. How does that play into like certain things?
So it can definitely help limit the pain short term, but if you're in a stability shoe, that it's caused from stuff upstream being not working very well. So we're trying to take care of the problem by adding support. So really, what we would rather do is help build up the base and build up the strength, so you don't have to have that extra weight and extra help in the shoe.
Sure.
We'd rather just get you, but it's definitely helps you run longer if you are having pain, to be in a shoe that's going to benefit you more.
Awesome. And can you kind of just go over, I guess people I'm sure are interested in kind of like pricing just in general, like what does a general you know, package cost? Or?
So the eval process is takes about a half hour, 45 minutes. It's the functional movement screen, so it's 7 exercises, relatively easy to perform. Like, you're not going to be out of breath after the eval. But some of the movements are difficult, but it definitely lets us know what you're compensating for, what compensations need to be addressed, so you can run pain-free. So it is $30 for the eval, and then we can discuss pricing for further packages if you come in, because there's a wide variety of options.
So so you can just commit to that $30 first evaluation and then kind of go from there, basically?
You can go from there.
And you've got different packages then where people can come back and work with you doing specific exercises that you've targeted through the evaluation.
For sure.
So if you have like weak hips or whatever, we'll basically kind of target that.
Yeah, those individual sessions they're all one-on-one the whole time. They won't be interrupted, and they're at an hour long. So you get quite a bit of work in an hour.
And you can meet here, and could they meet also at any of the other locations?
And the Indiana Physical Therapy locations. So typically I like to meet here for the eval, just to kind of put a face with the name pretty early, and then if it works better for either party, we can get them into a clinic.
Yeah, awesome. So I thought here, just kind of at the end of our session here, I just thought we'd kind of go through, you can kind of show them just kind of briefly, maybe like a couple of the tests that you administer, and I can kind of be your guinea pig here. And so just hop into that next. So you can kind of explain.
So the first test that we do with everybody is the overhead squat. So you'll go ahead and take this bar, and put it on top of your head. So on top of your head, and then press straight up. And then so go ahead and put your heels up on the board, like so, about shoulder width apart.
Okay.
And then the bar up over your head.
Yep.
And then squat down as deep as you can, trying to keep the bar straight up. Okay, not bad. So that's definitely a movement that every runner should be able to do. If you can do that movement, it's a sign of good ankle flexibility, good hip flexibility.
So what's the goal? You want to go down to a certain level, ideally, or?
So the squat, ideally, you should be able to maintain an upright posture and the elbows locked out.
Okay.
And you should be able to full hip and knee flexion.
Okay.
So it should look similar to this.
Got it. Yeah. And where you see some of those people that can't do that, they can't get their
most people,
arm
a lot
back.
of people will lean forward because
Gotcha.
the ankle range of motion and just and the hip range of motion are very, very poor.
Sure.
So that's going to go on your back.
Okay.
And then if we can put your feet together, toes touching the board, and then just try to, in a straight line, try to step up and over the hurdle, touch your heel to the ground on one side, and come back. Good.
All right.
Yep.
That's challenging.
This is the test for me that is most specific to running, because it kind of mimics the running gait.
Yeah.
And so if you can't be straight in that running cycle, and you have to come out to the side, or you have to adapt to
Does that kind of test your hips?
motion. For
a little
sure,
bit?
it's
Yeah, 'cause you're
all,
kinda lifting,
it's
doing
all
that
that
lifting
hip range of motion.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
So if you can't flex that hip properly, you have to compensate, and if you compensate over 13 miles or a
so
marathon,
it's add up,
stuff's gonna definitely add up pretty quickly.
Yeah, so I can definitely see, like, if you're weak here, you know, it's gonna put more stress, like you said, lower. And your
On your knees, for
yeah,
sure,
your
and then
kinetic change as you
shit
kind of
spots.
work your way down.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for
How
having
can
me.
they contact you? What's the easiest
So
way
I
for them
have
to do that?
a couple ways that you can contact me. If you email me at tkim@indianaphysicaltherapy.com, or that's TKIMM@indianapt.com. And then, or you can just give me a call at 765-274-6480.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me. Again, this is Coach Mike with Peak Performance Runner. If you are looking for any help with your coaching, as we're starting to get more into the season of coaching, you can also contact me at peakperformancerunner.com. I'll be glad to set up a structured training plan. So between seeing Trevor and working with myself, we'll definitely get you started for the fall. Well, thanks again.
Perfect. Yep.
Yep.
Thanks.